I know by the title you're probably thinking it, but this is not clickbait.
Servants digged in the valley and found there a well of springing water. He saw his son.
All right, morning chores are done. We have officially finished Genesis. I showed you all a little clip. That's what I was listening to this morning while doing chores. I started with Exodus and then I've moved back to Genesis. I don't know why. I wanted to start with the second book. Something told me to, so I started with Exodus. But Genesis, Exodus done, the two large ones in the Bible. It's just been a part of kind of our faith to read it. I've never read the Bible. She has in her younger days, but it's always good to continue to read. So it's one of those things I wanted to start learning it for myself and hearing. So I challenge all of you all, if you have not, to do so as well. I'm not a great reader. I don't like reading books, like in general. So I have found a very good audio book. I'll link the page I'll listen to down below, and they don't have any ads on it, which is really great. So you don't have to pay for premium or anything, but just wanted to share that. Now, chores are done, and we are making some chicken noodle, or no,
turkey noodle
homemade turkey noodle soup out of our turkey that we had. So here's what she's got going on.
Yep, I melted some of our butter, and now I'm sauteing some garlic and some carrots and celery, and then Zach's chopping up an onion to throw in there. And
here is our turkey that we have left over. And so we've basically ate turkey every way possible. It's one of those things when you're a smaller family and you cook a whole turkey, you have a lot of leftover turkey. But once you get down to about that half bag after you've ate all the cold Sammys that you possibly can, you make turkey noodle soup. So that's what we're doing. So in trying to use some of the garden harvest, she has added some of our excess peppers and then also a little bit of okra, which we have a lot of okra and we're still going to pickle it. However, we love okra, and now that we have some, thanks to Graybeard and Grandma Karen, we're throwing something in our chicken noodle soup, or turkey noodle soup, dang on it. And in the midst of everything else we've got going on, it looks like a factory up in here with all kinds of salves. So we've been working really hard to get all the salves done and get the orders out ahead of that 4-week mark. Thank you to absolutely everyone that ordered for our first ever pre-order sale. It went amazing, and that's all thanks to you all. We had no idea how it was going to turn out. We just knew that the demand was high because we got the messages and when we sold out. So thank you for everyone that purchasing. We do look to be on target to get it out before the 4-week mark. For the most part, there might be some of those later orders that might get us closer to 4 weeks. So thank you all. It is truly a family affair. Yes. Yesterday we took the kids, and they're getting paid to do it. Yeah. It was their interview yesterday, so check out some of this footage. It's a time lapse, but man, we all were working hard. So that was a lot of fun. We're really proud of the kids for stepping up and wanting to learn how to do these things and getting going. So if you all get a label that is like so crooked on the top of the jar, know that was touched by one of our children that put your label on your salve for you. So I don't know, hopefully y'all think that's cute like we do and know that Wyatt and Raylan was part of that. So that's pretty cool. Now it's back to have the turkey noodle soup. All right, so what all you got in there, babe?
So I now have onions, celery, carrots, some of those heatless peppers.
Roulette heatless habaneros.
Yes. Some zucchini, one random orange bell pepper, and okra.
Nice. And you did some Old Bay seasoning and garlic and herb seasoning?
Yep.
Nice. That's one crazy colorful pot you got going on there.
It is.
I like it.
It is, you know, it's not your average turkey noodle soup, but we have a lot of stuff in the garden that needs to be used, so it works.
And that's the best thing about the soup. You just start adding all the things in.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. So we're going to get this nice and, sauteed?
Yep.
All right. The homemade broth has been added, and now she is just shredding the leftover turkey in. Okay, everybody's in the pot, and yes, we put the hard noodles straight in there because they'll just all soften together. So we're going to bring it to a boil, bring it to a boil, then let it simmer for really until tender.
Yep.
Right?
She's done.
Look at that deliciousness.
Just starving.
Have tea. So we forgot to make the cornbread, but we'll make that for dinner. Okay, so we have had a crazy busy day. Week, month, everything. It's been nuts, but it's been a good nuts. We got all the comfrey done. So next on the docket is calendula. And then we're going to be getting the next round going, starting to prep for the September pre-sale, which we'll have details about that as we get a little bit closer to that round. But we wanted to talk to y'all for a quick second. Because some things are going on in the world, things are going on in our personal lives, and things are going on in your all's personal lives that we can all connect with. So I'll just be very blunt. My work has mandated the vaccine, and it's supposed to be, I think, October 29th is the last day for us to have. We had 60 days once, like, FDA approval happened. And that happened, 2 days ago? So the timer is on. Now, I don't know where we're at in the matter because I am 100% work from home, so I don't cause a risk to anyone or anything because I'm here. However, they have this asterisk that if anytime ever in the future, ever as your employment, that you might have to come in for an in-person training or a random meeting that they just want everyone in, you have to get it by October 29th this year. So to lay that out, if it was 10 years later down the road that I might have to go into in-person training, I have to have it now. And I'm not really comfortable with that.
I guess really we're sharing this with our like loyal followers. You know, if you're watching that video, that's probably you. There could be some of you floating out there that are extra, that are seeing us for the first time. And this isn't like us asking you whether you approve of that or not. Because to be honest with you, we don't care. We don't care if you approve or don't approve. So you shouldn't care if we do or don't. At this time, we're two healthy adults that don't go anywhere and do anything and don't put ourselves in a situation to potentially harm anyone else. So we just don't feel that we need it, and that's our choice. And if that's something that you don't agree with, then you just aren't gonna like us, because we are all about freedom of choice for anyone, and we respect everyone with the utmost respect to do whatever you feel is comfortable for yourself. That is not us being against it whatsoever.
Right,
if you feel that you need it, it is such a wonderful thing that is available for those of you who feel like you do. We just don't. We're healthy, we have great immune systems, and we're just in a place to where we don't feel comfortable with it, and that could change. It might not. It doesn't matter, because we're not asking for an opinion on that. So that's where we're at. If that upsets you in any way, we are sorry. Don't feel like you can't like us anymore, because that would just kind of make you a really immature person if you acted that way, because that's not what we're called to do here on this earth. You don't have to like people just because you agree with them.
Yeah.
And if that's your way of thinking, then we just wouldn't really get along. So that's where we're at with that. Wasn't asking for approval of that, so you can move along if that's something you're into.
With kind of that warning set, like this is your pre-warning. You know, it's fine if you want to drop away now. But you know, a lot of what we're trying to talk about here is not laws, legal stuff, things like that that's coming out. I did want to express that. That brings, I'm not going to say fear, because we don't fear discomfort, maybe. Not even like I don't even know, like we're not nervous because we trust in God. And we know every day He will provide for us. And we work very hard to make sure that we have had a backup plan that was in the works. It's kind of rushing the fact. We thought we had a little bit more time, you know, pay off a little bit other debt, you know, because the more you pay off, the less you need, etc. Because we are not YouTubers that are fully funded by YouTube. If you are catching this and you're like, oh, it's the YouTubers, they make all kinds of money on YouTube. That's not true. We are doing good within the YouTube area, but we very much are reliant on my job and the income that comes from there. However, in the recent months, with like the pre-sales of the salves and stuff like that, our business part of the farm, which has been part of our business plan, is starting to pick up speed. However, it is very much in the trial months. You know, it's like that we don't have enough data to say this is gonna hold, or it was, you know, exciting months and they're gonna be fluctuating, which all that is still to come. But we might be forced to go ahead and do that. The biggest thing that I'm trying to express to you all, and Jen actually showed me a video earlier today that really kind of set that line, which is setting the line. You know, like you have to decide as a family what that line is that you don't want to cross. And, you know, it's your family's line, not the world's line. So you don't have to just compromise and agree with what everyone else is doing. You as a family have core values, and you have God in your hearts, and you have morals, and you have how far I can be pushed, and how far I feel like that you're teetering on that line. And
that could be like the complete opposite spectrum for you.
Yes, yeah.
You know, it could be totally pushing you outside of your comfort zone to not do it.
Right.
And we get it. You know, as he said, it's your family and it's your values. Every family should have basically a mission statement. You know, like what's our morals? What's our goals? What do we want to do while we're here on this earth? Who do we want to serve? Yep. And then you go from there and you make sure that those lines aren't crossed. Because if you cross one, you'll cross them all.
Yes.
And we've never been one to let anyone push us around, so that's...
Yeah, and it, you know, I wouldn't even necessarily say it's pushing around. It's just when it doesn't feel right for us at this time. And that's what we're trying to get at. And like she had mentioned earlier, you're not wrong if it feels right for you to take it, and we're not wrong because we're not comfortable in taking it just yet, or at all. You know, that's something that's TBD, but we would like a few years to pass. We did hear that the one that was approved is now saying in 3 months there's going to be another one for the new variant. So, you know, that's stuff that we read about and research and do our stuff on. And so we're not 100% comfortable in making quick decisions. What really sets that standard is when you're mandated to do so. And that makes it even more nerve-wracking. Start looking at why. And anytime we question why, the answer's in the Bible. Like, period. It is. You can argue with me all day, but I guarantee it's in there. You just have to read, and you have to research, and you have to understand there's nowhere else to go. So when people say, well, you're not looking at the stats, you're not following this or that. No, I am. I'm following the Bible. That's the only scientific document that I need, that one would say. So that's kind of where we're at. I am seeing if there's any kind of exemptions that potentially I could get through.
We have a plan in place. We are working on it, and if that doesn't work, then thankfully this right here is really setting us up, and that's amazing. And we are blessed to have that. And we realize that there's a lot of you in our situation that don't have a backup.
Right.
And that makes us really sad, and it hurts us. And, you know, keep in mind that that's also why we're taking a stand. We're not just doing it for us. We're doing it for a lot of other people out there who are too afraid to, or don't want to, or, you know, they think that they're going to get so much backlash. So
yes, know that you're not alone, and it's okay to not want it. It's okay to be that way. So don't fear. Don't have nervousness. Don't be scared. God will provide every day. Every day, it just might not be what you think providing looks like. You got to remember that. That's an extremely key component. Right. Your whole life could completely turn upside down. But I promise you, you will survive. The sun will set and the sun will rise, and God's got you. So it's easier said than done, I guess one would say. But once you can accept that you and your family will be okay no matter what your stance is, as long as you stay true to yourself and most importantly, stay true to God, you will be okay. Yeah. So all that being said, that's our story. For those of you all that are going through a similar story as we are, know that we are praying for you and we are here with you. Please reach out if you just want somebody to vent to. And
know too that we're very hopeful.
Yes.
This isn't making us hate anyone.
No, not at all.
We're not angry. We're angry at the situation, but this isn't making us, lash out and say, well, it's your fault. If you hadn't done it, then we wouldn't be here. Yeah. That's not us. That's not the way that we act in any situation. Nope. So I guess what I'm saying is don't do that to us. Because
don't do it to everyone. I mean,
oftentimes because we have a platform, we are kind of used as a punching bag, and that's okay. Mm-hmm. We can take it. We truly can. We are very thick-skinned people, and I promise you, it does not bother us.
Yeah, honestly, I'd rather you get the venting that down in our comments than go lash out at your friends on Facebook or another social media.
Don't lose sleep thinking that it hurts our feelings because
we have enough to go. We have enough going on in our personal lives that we're not as worried about what's down there. Now we do love reading all the good comments and the good people that are out there, and that's what ultimately we're trying to say.
Mm-hmm. We're hopeful.
Yes, we're hopeful, and don't hate thy neighbor. Mm-hmm. Just stop doing that. Everybody has a reason for what it is. Most people are focusing on the 1% of the world population, and that's what you're basing your decisions off of and your anger towards, not the other 99%. So anytime you're getting ready to post a status, or you're going to send a text, or you're going to do something that is in anger, know that you're thinking about that 1% and not that other 99%. Yeah. So.
And I posted this on Facebook, but in this time, don't let the devil convince you that God's not here with us through this, because he is. He's seeing everything. He is building an army. He's right by all of our sides, and we're all going to get through it. There is hope. We have not lost it at all. Even in this very deep, scary, dark time, we're not losing hope. So please don't you lose hope either.
Yeah, and don't jump to Revelations. Yeah. Read the rest.
Read the rest.
There's more. There's more to come of us. There's more of the world, and we are hopeful, and you should be too. Yeah. We love y'all.
We love you.
Bye.
Bye.